laptop's at 16%. Oh, we're live. Ooh,
What are you doing?
Hey. Oh, way there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cyro Asseo show. That wasn't even a good joke, sorry. I'm joined here by Cyro Asseo, myself, Jordan Love, starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
I actually see that you have a Jordan Love jersey on, and actually it took me a second to realize that was Jordan Love.
Hell yeah, man.
So today we're here doing something that only Henry wanted to do. And that is our player rankings. Really his player rankings.
It's really funny. I'm glad Henry's. Oh no, Henry's there. I was about to have a take for it too. I was gonna say I totally agree with that comment. Player rankings are cool, but you know, Henry gets it. Cyro gets it. We're back here.
I was nice enough. I put together mine off with this. So.
Oh shoot. All right. How's everybody doing, man? We haven't done one of these shows in a very long time.
We have not.
I'm disappointed by both of you guys not having sunglasses on here. I thought that was going to be a reoccurring theme for the foreseeable future.
I don't have any sunglasses nearby.
Dude, you live in Florida. Are you still in the same apartment, Cyro?
Yeah, I own the place.
Oh, well, yeah. Hell yeah.
All right.
That's awesome.
All right. So I could shade up in like 20 seconds. But
you should do that.
Now it's been discussed. Should I still?
I think you should. No. I think you should.
There's
I really think you should. Cyro doesn't have sunglasses. What do you think he's going to tell you?
My sunglasses are in the
What do you think he's going to tell you, Henry? He's going to tell you no, he doesn't have any shades to put on right now. The obvious answer is yes.
I'm not, though. I'm not, though.
I'm not, though. We'll edit that out. All right.
I wish I was as lit as you right now, though. I just went out there and puffed the bowl and a cig at the same time. So I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, nice.
You're an hour behind us.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm excited for it, though.
That's how time works.
I'm going to
Cyro, I hate being on Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if Henry, you agree, but when you were back here, but being on Eastern Standard Time really it's a huge pain in the ass. Like especially during sports season, you got Lake Show, you got.
It does suck after being in Kansas for for 4 years and being used to like. Kickoff was at noon for football. Basketball started at 5:30 in the afternoon. And just like now that I have to adjust everything, like a lot of times stuff end at midnight, bro. My bedtime is now like 3 a.m, and it like really fucks with my sleep schedule because I like to wake up at like 7 and 8, and it's just really bad. But
that's why I'm done with that. I'm done. Like with like the Warriors, Lakers, anything West Coast, I'm just done. I've decided like whether it's basketball, football, or whatever, I'm done past like sunset. Honestly, like I'm just done. I am trying to just enjoy whatever else on TV, dude. Because no, like I'm serious. I got a Lakers Warriors channel. Those games are done at 12:30 in the morning for us. Like, what am I about to hop on the microphone? It's 12:30 in the morning. You can't do that 42 times a year. It's boring.
If you're Cyro, you're doing it.
Yeah, there is. There is. That is true. That is true. I am staying awake, and then I also have like an 8 a.m. class now that I have to. Like,
you're still in school?
I started my PhD. I started another. I started another degree.
Jackson talking about how he feels tuned out of our lives. We haven't done a show in a while. He's got no idea what's going on.
Dude, what a PhD.
Yeah, bro. You're like I finished the last degree I was on.
Back on that. I thought you were just in your PhD.
No, that was a master's.
What's the difference?
You're gonna have to call me doctor in 4 years.
That's crazy. That's gotta be. That's crazy. That really is.
Yeah, tomorrow I have to spend.
You're still in school? What's your Monday look like in a couple of days?
Mondays now, fuck me. I have a class on Mondays that I have to go to.
God, dude. How old are you now? 24 minimum. You're 24 minimum.
But starting next,
you got a birthday on the way.
I also grade tomorrow. Sundays are my grading days.
What?
Yeah, I'm a TA this semester. I lecture next semester. I'll be teaching undergraduates next semester.
Those poor souls. I'm just kidding. That's pretty crazy. You're still in school. You're like Luke. Henry, wait, real quick, Henry, what are you up to? You're in school? Are you back? You back in school?
He was the scouting director.
Are we all in school?
I'm in my off season as a pro FIBA scout, and I'm just a scholar. I'm just a scholar of the game in the off season.
Hell yeah.
All right.
What's the best Canadian food? Sorry.
Poutine. He was in Montreal. It's poutine.
Poutine is good. Poutine is very good.
I'm sure it's good.
Ooh, tartare though. A bunch of restaurants have tartare. I love tartare.
The tuna?
It's beef, ideally.
Wait, time out.
Beef tartare? Isn't that raw beef?
My DoorDash somehow got delivered. And
your GoPuff, you mean?
my GoPuff.
Your GoPuff's gone.
This background is fucking awesome. When you're
give me a Henry. Give me a one-on-one with Henry.
Can I present also?
I can. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God, we got a viewer. What's up, Kurum? Oh, Henry's cut off. Central Standard Time is weird too. I agree. Ooh. West Coast, the NFL starts at 10 a.m. This is why I shouldn't be a producer. I don't know what exactly I'm doing here. Is this your rankings? Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh my God, that was super fast.
I really spent $45 smoking a joint.
Doing unboxing. Jazz didn't bark? Or you got him on mute?
Dude, I bought enough to furnish like Rhodesia.
I don't even know where Rhodesia is.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
Okay.
You're starting it off like you could have just hit the gas station. Wait, Cyro, can we see your background? I miss your apartment. Hey, you know what? Hey, real quick, Henry. So somebody was given a beer. The lady and I were grabbing dinner a couple hours ago.
You have a lady?
Oh yeah, dude. That's
same
crazy.
Lady. Is it same lady?
It's the same lady that Cyro didn't meet because Cyro didn't come stay in Fort Myers, Florida with me.
Dude, you know what?
You guys live together?
Yeah.
Wait, you live with a woman?
Yeah, I'm in the office right now.
Wait. You guys are living together and you've been together for less than a year?
Like a year.
Wait, the office. Oh, I haven't seen your new apartment yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen the new spot. But real quick on the Henry. I don't know what those are.
I don't know either.
Wait, Cyro, where are you?
I'm in my like bedroom area.
Oh, I didn't get a good enough view of the bedroom. Wasn't drunk enough. Cyro wasn't drunk enough. Wait, real quick, Henry. We're at dinner. We're at the bar station, and somebody's got a beer, and they're like, "Anybody want this beer? Anybody want this beer?" And this guy's just like desperately like, "Does anybody want this beer? Like, who wants this beer?" And I'm like,
"GHB. There's GHB in this beer.
I'll take this beer." And the guy's like, "Here's a Yingling," and I'm like, "Oh." I looked over. I was like, "Oh, that reminds me of Henry."
Solid beer.
Yeah.
I've drank Yingling like 3 times in my life. I always just think about Yingling about like the only times I've ever drank it was when we took it from our friend's parents.
Like, oh my God.
Fridge.
I didn't know Yingling was a thing till I moved to Florida. Actually, honestly, till I met.
I feel like Yingling is something that you're over the age of 50 and you keep it in like a separate fridge than your regular
honestly,
fridge.
It's a good beer,
every person who drinks Yingling is my friend's parents who have a separate fridge that's like in the garage or basement.
That's how I got put on the
Yingling. Yeah. That's just like if that's their like their parents. That's always how I drink Yingling. We'd steal it from my friend's parents, and it'd be in their beer fridge or their garage fridge, or that was in the basement or thing.
Why do you think of me when you think of Yingling?
The first time I think I came to Cyro's place, you were living with him still. And I think that was the messy night. Maybe it wasn't, but whenever all 3 of us went to a bar and you got a couple of Yinglings, and I thought that was so fascinating. And then so the next time I went to visit Cyro and you were still living with Cyro, I got a 6-pack of Yinglings and I brought it over and we drank them.
So, okay.
Yeah.
But you specifically got Yinglings because of that recollection?
No, somebody had a free Yingling. The guy was throwing. He had a beer, and it happened to be a Yingling. And I was like, "Oh, that's like Henry."
Honored.
All right, let's get into these.
Oh, let me put this on YouTube. Oh no! Oh my god! I thought Luke just joined.
That'd be amazing. I thought you started this. You did all. This is on YouTube. It's live. It says
we had a viewer a second ago. We were talking about time zones.
Yeah, Kerm. Yeah.
What? This is on YouTube, you asshole.
No, I meant I'm gonna share this on my YouTube to YouTube.
Okay, so let's get right into it. So right here, Henry put together an alphabetical order, I guess.
Aaron Holiday's the best point guard in the NBA, obviously.
Of, I guess, player rankings. I went ahead and did what I felt like was a pretty decent job of putting these guys in a decent order, right?
Hold on, I'm pulling up my list. No way. It's on.
I feel like maybe like my wings and forwards could be like switched maybe between like Trey Murphy.
Jason Tatum as number 1.
Yeah, Jason Tatum's the best.
I do also. I got JT and Kevin Durant tied right there at 1.
Yeah, right there.
Did
like
LeBron James retire?
It's just like, dude, if you don't think Jason Tatum's the best, like small forward.
Okay. So
I just guess I wasn't sure that LeBron retired, but I guess he can play all 5, so it's all right. He's positionless, so I understand.
LeBron's awesome and all, but KD is just an anomaly. KD's an anomaly.
All right, maybe.
But Jason Tatum's a walking triple double. Jason Tatum's
quick rant on the state of the NBA here.
And
if Lou Dort's my 10th best small forward / wing, I don't really know what's going on in the National Basketball Association.
So I have Lou Dort as my 22nd best wing.
Yeah. Okay. So this is you, Cyro.
Well,
as Lou Dort.
Well, this is also.
I didn't even know Lou Dort was still on a team.
There's like positional rankings, like
Lou Dort is a very stout defensive player, though. He's one of the best.
But also
why
it's
like
the
bench this year. Or?
I have this listed as wing, so it's interpretation of position. So like
he's sitting the bench this year because he can't efficiently play making pick and roll. Like
it's just they have weight. I mean, J Dub's better.
Yeah,
Shay's better.
You don't want him. You don't want that usage
because he's not a. Yeah, he's not a top 5 player on the Thunder, but he's a top 10. He's a top 10 wing in the NBA, but he's not a top 5. He's not a starter on the Thunder, but he's a top 10 wing in the NBA.
He's a top 30 player at his position, which means he would start. He would start on an NBA roster, but the NBA roster that he is on has multiple wings that are better than him.
I think Lou Dort's an NBA starter. I'm done with that train. I've been done with that train for a couple of years, to be honest.
Lou Dort's an NBA starter.
In Lou Dort's tier, I have Andrew Wiggins, Josh Hart, Trey Murphy, Najee Marshall.
Can you show us your list? Can you send or share your screen, please?
Yeah.
Sure. This list goes hard here.
Which one? His?
No, yours. That's very like deep. Advanced. It's nice.
Well, the big list is fucking Henry's. Mine is the little fucking PDF that I did of.
We'll get LeBron here in the back, just so you guys understand
the disrespect we casted.
Is this sharing?
Now it is. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead. All right. So I have Anthony Edwards ahead of Devin Booker, but I do believe Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, and Anthony Edwards, those were my top 3 as well. Point guard, Shea and Luka. I actually had I guess Shea. You have Steph as tier 2. I still had you know what? I just realized I didn't have Shea on my list. I just realized I forgot to put Shea on here. So, but either way, Shea, Luka, and Steph are still the top 3 point guards in my opinion. Tyrese, I would put in his own tier 2, and then I would put Jalen Brunson and John Morant, Damian Lillard, and all those guys as tier 3s. But the thing is I feel like John Morant and Damian Lillard both could go into that tier 2 easily.
I agree. My thing with Brunson is the playoff track record at this point is just so
defense too. He's like a negative hole on defense, and when he doesn't, and he can have really bad shooting nights. Like when his shot does not fall, negates him.
Well,
real bad.
How often does it not fall though?
No, you're right. But that was kind of the problem in the playoffs at times.
No, he's amazing in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson?
Was I? Oh, ignore me. Yeah, I don't know why.
So that helps lift him up to me. We haven't quite seen it from Ja yet.
No, this was it. No,
I think Ja
okay,
could get here for sure.
I was right about the thing. It was the 3-point shot. His 3-point shot cratered in the playoffs, 31%. And the year before, it was at 32%, and then even in Dallas, it was 34%. I know he's shooting a higher volume, but it has been a trend even in Dallas that he becomes a more inefficient scorer in the playoffs. Not saying again it's playoff basketball. Again, that's just one thing. That was what I was saying.
This is tough. This group of guards here, all the way down to Ja for sure.
I think the top three is very clear. I'm out on Tyrese because Tyrese has never been able to sustain that high level of play longer than 15 games. And then every time he's gotten hurt or taken out of rhythm, he's never gotten back into that rhythm.
I'm nervous about this hamstring still.
Yeah, it's 2 seasons in a row that it's happened that he's gotten really hot. He gets hurt and then never fully regains that momentum he had. And he doesn't always try on defense.
Definitely. He's porous defensively.
I think John Morant is the most likely out of the T3 guys, and Trae Young is the most likely out of the rest of the guys to be able to catapult into T2. I truly
agree. I agree with that. I like that take a lot.
Yeah. I think Trae Young is. I personally think the Atlanta Hawks are the most likely potential surprise team in the league. I really do believe that Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, and then the fact that they have so much size on that team now is Zachary Ricochet.
I like this take.
That team really has a lot of shooting size. They got 2 rebounding bigs in Onyeka Okongwu and Clint Capella. I really like the small ball with Larry Nance Jr. Kobe Buffkins kind of looked pretty useful. That team, I think Trae, and statistically, I tweeted this out. Trae Young is the best passer since Steve Nash. Yeah. Statistically, there has not been anybody who has passed the ball more and had more assists in the NBA since entering the NBA in 2018 or 2019 since Trae Young. And nobody has had, I think he's 6th or 7th all time that by his 6th season or 7th season that he's gotten to this stat total. Nobody else statistically has had more assists than him than Steve Nash. So like he's one of the greatest passers all time. So I think John Morant, Trae are both the most likely to get into that T2.
Yeah. So I have 2 key thoughts stemming from that. One is Trae's streaky shooting and bad defense. Still not enough to put him in T3 right now.
His defense went up though last year statistically.
Yeah, but teams can always just hunt him. So even if it's a little better,
5'11". He's 5'11". He's 5'11". He's 5'11". Yeah. There's not much he can fucking do there.
I know. Hey, that's still to his detriment though as a player.
I know, but the fact that he actually showed a growth defensively shows that he's not completely inept at fucking like again, he'll never ever be good at defense, but at least he's not fucking a turnstile. I mean, he's always going to be a turnstile, but at least he's not a cone at this point. He's kind of a moving cone with hands.
Well, yeah, so that's the thing is like go down this list. Who is worse, right? At what point do you get to a worse defender than Trae Young?
Okay, and then LaMelo Ball is the only other guy I see there that could really climb into T3. I don't know how much better LaMelo Ball is getting. Like, James Harden's another guy that is he a shooting guard? I guess he's a point guard now, and they're going to be playing. You're really high on Anthony Simons and Fred VanVleet.
I like John Morant as an MVP.
Yeah,
I don't know if the Grizzlies can contend with that, but I do think John Morant's impact is forgotten.
I think you're low on Josh Giddey.
All right, so I will say this.
I love the Bulls. I think the Bulls actually have a team.
This is
Josh Giddey's dope.
I would say these are my top 15 point guards. Easy lock. I think this is a clear tier gap.
Dude, LaMelo Ball has as much talent as DeJounte Murray, Tyrese Maxey, Darius
LaMelo.
Garland.
No.
Yes,
you don't think Drew Holiday's
it's all about
15 point guard?
Yeah, another one. Drew Holiday's definitely a top 15 point guard. So is James Harden. 3 guys I think are definitely top 15 point guards.
I'm a little bit worried about the Cleveland Cavaliers with
I say Darius Garland. I think Darius Garland, Tyrese Maxey, and DeJounte Murray are all 3 guys who could get squeezed, or all between Garland, Maxey, Murray, Ball, Holiday, and Harden. Those 6 dudes are all the guys who should be on the bubble as the fringe fit, like top 15 guys. I'd say those are the as they're all interchangeable, because Darius Garland's coming off of a rough year, but he had 2 consecutive years where he was really consistent and solid and showing really good playmaking ability and just being a dead-eye shooter. Tyrese Maxey's continuously taking leaps. It's just about, will he take that next leap? DeJounte Murray, he was amazing on San Antonio, and it's not that he regressed. He was just in a not a good, favorable situation for his play style in Atlanta. So can he get back to Mr. Triple-Double that he was? However, the knee clearly looks like it's zapped some athleticism from DeJounte Murray. He isn't as bouncy. I don't think DeJounte Murray is as good as a defender or as athletic as he was on the Spurs, as he showed on the Hawks. Like, he didn't show that defensive tenacity, nor did he show the bounce that he used to have getting out into transition and finishing plays. Fred, go.
Let me start from the top here. Darius, I think the broken jaw really throws a dude for a loop in midseason. I think that's tough to come back from. I might be a little high.
He was bad though to start the year. The whole year.
And even then, like, once he returned, like, the shot was abysmal.
It was a whole bad year. It was a terrible year.
Yeah. Maxey, I think the next leap is coming. Like, I'm just a fan of his. I see the work he puts in with Drew Hanlon. I'm a fan of what Tyrese.
I'm a fan of Maxey too. But is he an undersized combo guard, or is he a point guard?
Great question.
Because passing wise, he doesn't seem like he's a natural table setter.
Gosh, he's so turnover averse though, isn't he?
I can't answer that question off the top of my head. I have not looked at his turnover numbers.
This will be
more of a natural combo guard for me.
This will be a telling year for that. He might be. Yeah.
That's the same problem with Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons is a 6'2", 6'1", two guard with point guard like skills. That's a problem with a lot of these guys. When you get lower to this list, how many of them, like a Colin Sexton, is he a true point guard? Jalen Suggs, he's more like a Drew Holiday, where they probably naturally were 2 guards, but as their career progressed, they became better facilitators.
Yeah.
And then I think Suggs is a bit more of a natural ball handler than Drew Holiday was coming out of college.
Ooh,
but
great comparison, yeah.
But I think Suggs is in a similar trajectory, but probably has been set out to be a natural facilitator earlier on in his career than Holiday was. Holiday, when he came out, was a 2 guard. And then when he got traded to New Orleans, he had to become a point guard, because with the Sixers, they had, Evan Turner, Drew Holiday, Iggy, Thad Young, and Spencer Hawes. So I guess
he was the point guard by the end of that Phillies tenure.
Yeah, you're right. I just kind of answered my own question right there. I lined it up. Yeah. But like, he's never been a true primary playmaker on any of the teams he was there. There's always other playmakers who took the ball out of his hands. So, and I think Suggs is similar like that, where he's never going to be a guy who's going to be a 10 assists a game guy. But again, going down, Kobe White, another guy, combo guard with point guard like skills. Emmanuel Quickly, another guy, combo guard with point guard like skills. We could even say the same thing about D'Angelo Russell, Colin Sexton, Malcolm Brogdon. All right, like, how many table setters do we really have here? Josh Giddey, who I think was misused for 4 years or 3 years in Oklahoma City. People forget that this is really a guy who showed he could average 17, 7, and 7 as a starting guard that one season. What was his second year in the NBA where he was?
Why not?
So I just said Ayo Dosunmu is another guy who's more of a swing man than anything. He's kind of a point,
for sure,
combo guard, point wing type guy, put out in transition, three guard lineup. You use him as the larger wing, in a similar vein that Alex Caruso is technically a guard, but he's technically more of a swing man. So that's the whole problem, is once you get out of the top 18, how many of those guys are really true point guards? Not many.
Yeah, and I think that this 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio is pretty impressive, regardless of how you want to define Maxey's position. And I also think that playing through a big like he can throughout his career, like, just kind of is a
benefit to help.
Definitely, but it just, it changes how you would traditionally perceive the role of a point guard when you have like a super high usage big like that.
Or just a big who can efficiently run the pick and roll. Like, imagine if Trae Young didn't have Clint Capella to start his career, who's probably one of the most efficient pick and roll, just rim running, rebounding. He's like, I feel like having that sense of reliability is very, very a sense of security for a young guard.
Yeah, because I got Paul now. I mean, Joel can stay healthy. It's just crazy to me that Paul George on the Philadelphia 76ers with Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid.
No, I agree with that. Let's go to shooting guards. I think one guy that you have, I think both
Devin
guys.
Booker #1.
No, I mean,
how many rings does he have? I feel like I'm.
Well, I don't know if he actually has him one or if he just has him as a 3-way tie. I personally think it goes Anthony Edwards. I think Devin Booker wasn't as. I personally think Donovan Mitchell has been since joining the Cleveland Cavaliers, has arguably been the second best, if not that moment's the best shooting guard on the planet. Like Donovan Mitchell is absolutely insane. I think people underrate his game. And I really think Devin Booker kind of the last 18 months has fallen to third place behind Anthony Edwards and Donovan Mitchell. I know it's kind of the whole Monty Williams and then last year's coaching kind of screwing. I think he was good in the Olympics, but I think you have Bradley Beal and Zach LaVine a little bit high.
Bradley Beal.
That might be out of recency bias, but I also think Jaylen Brown's a shooting guard. Technically, I know he's a wing, but I think he's listed at shooting guard. This is where the whole position things become a whole conversation of minutia. Is DeMar DeRozan a shooting guard? Is Dillon Brooks? Devin Vassell in my mind's a shooting guard, but I get they are wings because they are more swingmans. And the same thing goes with, how they're like, is J-Dub, I know he's a wing, but are they running out the two because of how they run with Chet? And it would be Isaiah Hartenstein when he's healthy, like the whole idea of that lineup. So that's why I guess you have Beal and Zach LaVine so high. And if that's the case, then you're right. And then
looking at that list, do I even need a shooting guard on a championship?
I'd say
Devin
really
Booker is my #1.
I'd say you're ending the list right here with guys who you trust to really be like primary self-creators.
Is the shooting guard the new running back position? Like these are.
No, it's
Devin Booker is the best shooting guard in the NBA. I'm
just guards. No, Jackson. It's guard is a very hard position because you're either now looked at look what we just talked about. Half that list on the point guards are either combo guards with point guard like skills, and then these shooting guards, half of them are wings who play the 2-guard position, but they're swing man.
Who?
Like
who up until maybe RJ Barrett? I mean, Booker. If Devin Booker's my small forward, I'm fucked.
But Cade Cunningham's actually a point guard, but he has him.
Oh yeah, like that.
As a wing, he has him listed as a wing, but Cade could also play shooting guard and point. It's just a lot of these guys, their positions are big, or like also
Cade especially could be a shooting guard.
Yeah, and Zion Williamson, is he a power forward or is he a small forward? Some people will say he's a small forward. Some people will say he's a power forward,
or small five.
Yeah,
the Warriors.
And then same thing with a Denny Avdia. Is he a power forward or is he a small forward? It's Max. Yeah, Max
NBA. Max Strus, that's crazy.
So I personally think Tyler Hero is a little low. I think Jalen Green's a little low. I think you have Nickeil Alexander-Walker a little high.
23rd ranked shooting guard. I mean, what are we doing here in the NBA? Joe's my 23rd best shooter.
I think Norman Powell and B.
Why would I even pay money to a shooting guard? Why do I even need Jalen Green? If Isaiah Joe's number 23, what's the point of Jalen Green?
I think Quinn Grimes is extremely high. I think Quinn Grimes had a regressed.
Where even is he?
He's right.
24th.
Yeah,
I mean, what are we doing with the shooting guard position? Is it even a position?
Henry, I just want to say this
outside of top 3, outside top 5. Do I even need a shooting guard?
My only thing
I would say this is the weakest position group.
Yeah, can I say this about Quinn Grimes? The fact that Quinn Grimes could barely break the Detroit Pistons lineup to end the year,
man,
I think is mad telling. At either that his confidence got shook, or that his game did not his game got figured out or something, because when I saw him last year play, he did not look like the guy from the season before where he looked
put up
like
20 on any other night. Just
Mhm.
give him the ball. You give him the ball, he's got 15.
Well, he couldn't have played more than like 20 games in Detroit.
I think he played 6.
Detroit, man, is tough.
But like, dude, look at his numbers.
Tough to evaluate.
They were really bad, dude. The whole thing with him was his shot was off. He never looked like that season.
But even like Bogdan.
I know,
I didn't even do well
2 years ago. And
this is the problem. Who moves above Quentin Grimes and why?
Probably Jordan Poole because of 2022.
I just literally think Norman Powell, who was the 6th man of the year candidate. You had B-Pod, who had a phenomenal year the year before. I think right there, looking at
Joe 23.
Okay, who do you have after Gary Trent? I mean, Terrence Mann, definitely I would have in front. Terrence Mann, his stats won't show it, but Terrence Mann's like a toolsy guy. He's a Swiss Army knife.
What a weird position in today's era.
I mean, Buddy Hield kind of shit the bed with the Sixers, but before that, he was having a really good year with the Pacers. With the Sixers, the whole problem, Henry, you and I talked about this. He was trying to prove himself in a contract year that he could be a ball handler, that he could be a volume scorer, and do all this thing. And they made him a point guard at one point, and he shit the bed. But you remember we saw him on the Pacers, and he was shooting lights out, and he was playing phenomenal. I think Buddy Hield, they traded him because it was they traded him because it was a good deal, the Pacers. And
what if I gave you a free Buddy Hield? I don't even know if the Pacers want a free Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield on Golden State's can be very good, but like I think
Buddy Hield was good on
is. I mean, anything outside of like the top 5, I don't know. I think it's a shit show. Like maybe top 10. Dante DiVincenzo's the 10th best shooting guard in the NBA. Obviously, nothing against Henry. I'm just saying, like, it's such a weird position with everybody playing so many different positions. Like, because he's a dog. Dante's a dog. But it's just crazy to me that the 10th best shooting guard is Dante DiVincenzo. Like, 10th best shooting guard to me should be like Dwayne Wade at 34. It's just such an interesting era.
It's just how you evaluate positions and like what players position. In your interpretation,
it's crazy. Yeah, it really is.
There should be 3 positions. There should just be guards. Either guards, wing/forward, and bigs is if you want to really put it, or forwards or whatever you want to fucking put it.
Yeah, I don't mind that way.
That way, you just break it down. And you get out of the point guard, shooting guard, and you just have.
Who are the shooting guards outside of like I would say? Probably top 10. I mean, who's the most likely to
jump?
Yeah, like a huge jump.
Jalen Green,
Cam Thomas, Jordan Poole, Jalen Green,
I'm still a fan of Jalen Green's talent.
I
think Brandon Podziemski is on track to become a tier 6 player this year.
I don't think he gets anything higher than tier 5 career wise. I don't see him getting higher.
He's just jacks up a bunch of shots, which.
He would have to become a pretty high volume bomber.
Yeah. I think the only guys here that can jump into tier 3
Cam Thomas.
No, Cam Thomas at best is a 6 man in my opinion.
He's on the Nets. He's on
again. That just because you put up those stats don't mean you're that player. Okay. The whole thing I'm saying is Jalen Green. Can you scroll back up?
Sam Merrill. Come on, get me out of here.
Jalen Green and I guess Jaden Ivey could technically, but I'm out on Jaden Ivey. I just don't know where he goes with his game, how he makes it better. I think RJ Barrett is the only Jalen Green is the only guy who on this list has all NBA potential still. And RJ Barrett's the only guy who has shown flashes that he could maybe take a jump to an all-star level, but that's still a stretch. Besides that, you got a bunch of 6 man of the year candidates and guys who could maybe be all defense.
What if I guarantee you, dude, D'Anthony Melton's playing 32 a night?
Dude, D'Anthony Melton's just an all defensive caliber like guard.
He can just shoot a little bit. He's on Golden State, man. Golden State's about to win 50, and you're about to be left out of the Golden State hype.
Golden State's winning maybe 45 games.
Golden State's winning 50 plus.
Golden State's a playing team.
I'll put $10 on it.
But I don't bet, but like we can bet on like.
I guarantee you the Golden State Warriors win 50 plus. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
I think you're underestimating how competitive the Western Conference is.
I tweeted about this last night. I don't understand the hype around the West. I mean, the Clippers have been dog shit for their entire fucking when they were built. They've been terrible. I mean, who cares about them? The Phoenix Suns. Oh, Bradley Beal. Oh my God. Like, wait, let me see where Bradley Beal's ranked. Oh, he's actually probably top 3. That shows you how bad the shooting guards in the NBA. Kevin Bleepin Durant. What's he ever done for me? I mean, give me 10 better teams than Golden State in the West.
New Orleans.
The Nuggets are dog shit. Jamal Murray's banged up. Aaron Gordon's
Suns, Mavericks, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Thunder.
Nope. Thunder, I'll give you.
And arguably the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll biasly give you that. There's no way, shape, or form the Golden State Warriors are the worst than the 8th seed.
10 teams right off the top of my head. Houston Rockets, Pelicans, Lakers, Kings, Grizzlies, Suns, Mavs, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder. All better than the Warriors.
I'll give you those last 4. For sure.
All better than the Warriors.
I have Steph Bleepin Curry and Draymond Green with Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, B-Pod, Jonathan Kuminga, TJD. Who's scoring? Steph Curry, first off. I'll give you number 2, Andrew Wiggins, bounce back year. Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, if Steve Kerr ever says, hey, maybe we give him a shot for the first time ever. I know what you mean with the scoring, but there's no way, shape, or form of Golden State.
I'm telling you straight up, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, the Mavs, all better.
Why are the Timberwolves good teams? Can somebody tell me why the Minnesota Timberwolves are a good basketball team other than
they made it to the Western Conference Finals? They have the defensive player, the reigning.
With what team? What team did they have? Cat's gone.
Same team, and they got better.
Julius Randle's better. What the fuck are they doing? Why would you
traded an all-NBA player for another all-NBA player?
The fact Cat's an all-NBA player is the first issue with this
I want to finish this player ranking before.
He's not. Cat's not that guy. He's never been that good.
Chill. I have 2 thoughts on why I think the Timberwolves will be good. They're going to be a top 5.
It's a better fit.
Oh, you like Dairy Queen? Is that why?
They're going to be a top 5 defense. They were the best defense last year. They have a floor pretty much as being a top 5 defense. The offense was analytically a little below average, about average. The value from the Knicks trade is especially going to be DiVincenzo adding like 9 threes a night to your offense.
You have your first 3 guys off the bench is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, and Naz Reid, bro.
Same thing as last year. It's the same thing as last year.
With Ant Jackson, that's just going to make them pretty good. And they're going to be.
They were good last year.
And dude, people don't realize Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert was not a good fit. And guess what? Julius Randle and Karl-Anthony Towns make the same amount of threes per game and attempt almost the same amount of threes per game. So the whole thing is Julius Randle can also run small ball 5, which will allow them. They are now able to run 2 types of lineup. They can go super big and have Randle, Reed, and Gobert, or like that's insane, but like McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards, Randle, Gobert, or go small ball, Randle, McDaniels. You ever
watched a playoff game from the New York Knicks? Julius Randle's dog shit. I mean, he's dog shit in the playoffs. Cat's dog shit in the playoffs.
It's a series.
Rudy Gobert's dog shit in the playoffs. Yeah, these guys don't implement winning.
It's a risk for Minnesota.
But the thing
I just don't understand why you would do something like that.
He's a top 5 coach. Chris Finch is a better coach than Tom.
You know what you know how I can end this argument? You could argue Dante DiVincenzo is a better ad for Minnesota than Julius Randle, who is supposed to be the biggest deal out of that.
The whole
for that reason, Minnesota didn't scare me at all last year. So why would I be as scared of them this year?
Because you're not realizing the whole thing they did this deal is because they need to match up against the Boston Celtics.
Celtics are dog shit.
They're not. They want
Boston sucks balls every other year.
No, it's literally we're talking about the fact that with a team like Boston, where they have Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, then you got teams like Nikola Jokic.
No one's afraid of them.
So you're able to use Rudy Gobert and Randle to match up with those size, but at the same time, having a guy like Randle and Naz Reid that allows you then to take Gobert off the floor whenever Gobert gets exposed against a team like the Dallas Mavericks, so they can still have the.
You're in for a long season, Timberwolves fan. I agree that it's cool in theory. Okay. Your team's always been cool in theory. But you won't win Jack Diddley's shit unless Anthony Edwards becomes one of the best, by far, best players in the NBA. You won't win Jack Diddley's shit.
That is potentially true.
So I like Minnesota. I'm glad actually that they moved off Cat because he's kind of annoying. Or
the other thing was money. They just got better value. They weren't. It was a bad investment. So small. Paying $60 million a year to Carnthony Towns, you're able to break that money into 2 other players again.
There's such small market. There's kind of shit on, or there's kind of shafted in general.
It was just good business. You were able to
long term. Yeah.
It's just,
but it just sucks, man. I signed Cat. I picked up Gobert. I did all this stuff just for that, and it's like,
I think
cool
it's
team
the
on paper,
best thing
but
you could have done.
Ask a Knicks fan. I know, but ask a Knicks fan. I mean,
who are you going to get better than Julius Randle?
Hit me up in March.
It just
I know.
Wasn't.
You
got a first round pick. You got to split that money. Julius Randle's not getting a max contract. Dante DiVincenzo's on a good value. You got yourself good value.
You know what I worry? I worry is Anthony Edwards good enough to be my number 1 on a championship team? I just don't.
He showed that in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and then he had a bad Western Conference Finals. If he can play like he did,
that's kind of a big deal, though.
If he can play like he did, exactly like Henry said, if he can prove that he can be the guy he was in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs for the entirety of the season and do that through the playoffs, then which is MVP caliber basketball.
Yeah, it was a big.
Well, he got tired. Like, he's confessed on record talking about how he got so tired throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, and
that's a big deal.
He'll have to be better. Yeah,
that's just a part of like taking your game to the next level. But he's shown flash.
Granted, he's the best shooting guard in the NBA to me.
They had to do that.
I would probably lean the same. It's very tight. These are really very, 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 very great players.
The Carnthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Edwards team maxed out. That was, I don't think they were, I think Tim Conley knew it. I think everyone knew it, that Western Conference Finals run was probably going to be the ceiling of that team.
Yeah.
And if they were trying to maximize Anthony Edwards' window, it was to pivot and to make the financially flexible move while
this prolongs the Edwards era.
Yes, and it gives you the ability to keep the depth. And it also gives you the ability to lock up Randle to a decent deal, and it allows you to continuously pivot if you need to and make more moves to keep the ball rolling on the championship window. It was just something you have to do.
Conley's getting old.
Yeah, he is. They're trying to bring in his hair.
I'm rooting for Minnie though.
But let's talk wings right here. I think KD. I mean, like I said, I have Tatum over KD, but I know that you have these as a tie. Yeah, I like LeBron and Jaylen Brown. I know for a fact Kawhi.
My GOAT's not number 1. That's crazy.
Kawhi, I might just have a little bit lower because I know Kawhi's knee from like personal intel. Kawhi walks with a limp.
I mean, I think his career is trending towards being
it's done, man. I think it might be done.
I was told so. When I showed up to Vegas, I was with people like who were at Team USA, and then just some Clippers people, and they said, yeah, like Kawhi walks with like a full on limp, like has walked with a limp, like a very visible limp, like, and it's I'm like when I'm like what I mean is limp, like not just like no, it's like his gait is like he does not have a normal gait when he walks. He walks with.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
I hate that happens in sports.
So if that's the case, and like I'm an optimistic person. Like I'm hoping, like if fully healthy, as shown, he is that 3 guy. And the same thing with Paul George is like Paul George, Jimmy Butler, all 3 of those guys right there are all kind of in a similar situation that when they're available, they're still showing up. Some could say Paul George a little bit less than the other 2.
Agreed. I would agree with that.
It's I think the biggest question mark that wants me to kind of put these guys maybe below the next 3 guys behind them and put them next to the Brandon Ingram and Chris Middleton, who are 2 other guys who have injury proneness of themselves, is again like the durability concerns. Like Brandon Ingram, Chris Middleton, I think is low key might be washed. I think he might be off the bench material, like, and they just gave him too big of a contract.
Can I give you guys a hot take? What do you think about this? What if I gave you this just off the dome here, not actual logistics here? What if I told you, like, would you be surprised Brandon Miller was Oh, what? Would you be surprised if Brandon Miller was like one of the best wings in the NBA in like 3 years? Just based on how KD, maybe outside of Tatum, I guess, but like I would.
Depends
I
how
guess I'm
you
the same
feel.
Tampa
Depends.
Brown as a shooting guard, but like Kawhi, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, KD, LeBron, like they're all, obviously trending down. I'm not saying that they're bad, but like they're old. They're getting old. Would it be crazy? How crazy would it be if I said Brandon Miller was the best shooting guard or small forward in the NBA in like 5 years? Like, I don't think it would be that crazy.
No, it is a bit crazy.
It's a hot take, but
he's not. First off, Brandon Miller's not all the way there. Have you ever spoken to Brandon
No,
Miller?
I know.
Like I mean, like, have you spoken to Brandon Miller? I don't mean to be mean. Have you spoken to Brandon Miller? Brandon Miller. No, Brandon Miller's not all. Brandon Miller's not all the way there. Just listen to an interview with Brandon.
Acoustic?
He's just not the brightest tool in the shed, bro.
Damn.
Like he's clear.
Well, that plays a role into it.
Can I fucking finish the sentence? Is that the reason why I believe he's innocent through the murder trial and that he didn't know the gun was there is because in conversation with Brandon Miller, I truly believe that he was dumb enough to not know that the gun was there and like not know he drove someone to where he does
based
not.
On Ray Lewis, man. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, very nice kid. He does just not seem like he's the brightest person, and I know that's nothing to say about nothing about his basketball ability. He also has a very skinny frame. I think he can become a top 5 player or top 10 player in his position.
So it's a hot take.
I think.
Would you be shocked?
I think the whole thing, when it takes to become the best player at your position, you have to have some sort of mental intelligence, not mental intelligence,
but
emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And then as well to be mentally capable of doing that. I think for him, he's a guy who could be an all-star, but I think for him really he's just kind of one of those guys who's just going through the motions.
So who do you think takes over from him, or is it too early? Because a lot of these guys in the top 5 are retiring soon. Like I said, I would put Jalen as more of a shooting guard, but they're interchangeable. But like LeBron, KD, Kawhi, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, they're all done soon. So is Tatum the best wing? And then you have, like I said, I'm putting Jalen Brown in a different camp. Yeah, J-Dub.
Then guys who aren't drafted, like AJ Diabates, like there's guys who aren't drafted yet who are probably going to be the next best players in the NBA.
But I'm saying like current.
I would say,
man, it looks kind of slim.
I would say that some guys who could take a leap in this group are Bilal if the offense keeps developing.
There you go, Cyro.
He's like an OG Anunoby at best.
Man, he's pretty cool though. As bad as your Wizards might be on paper, you guys are pretty cool. I still love Jordan Poole.
What if
Trey Murphy could take a small jump, but I don't see him becoming an all-star.
But what if for Bilal it's like a mid-range game and he becomes like Kawhi?
I don't think I think he's too skinny. I don't think he ever is going to have the ability to be that big of a like. Nor does he. I don't see him ever having Kawhi's ball handling.
Kelly Oubre, good for you, man. Top 30.
I think Trey Murphy could take that jump this year and be a 6th man of the year candidate, especially if he's going to be the 6th man for the Pelicans, which it seems like he is. I think DeAndre Hunter, I don't think he's going to take a jump, but I think he's a guy who Devin Vassell's the guy who's probably the most likely, the best player on this list. Like, I mean, I know he's hurt, but like Devin Vassell, like legit has like, in my opinion, all-star ability. I really like that kid's game. I mean, Cade Cunningham, again, we aren't talking about it because I think he plays a different position, but Cade Cunningham still has all NBA position.
He's sick, man.
I love
the Rockets got him.
I feel like more than any other positional argument we've talked about, Devin Vassell is the 2.
Devin Vassell's 100% a 2. Devin Vassell's like more than like Devin Vassell's 100% a 2. Yeah. He's 100% a 2.
What do you guys think about
Say Herb Jones also, I personally believe, is more of a wing.
I mean, he's gonna play some 5 though. Where do I have him right now?
You have that combo. He plays 5. Herb Jones plays 2.
He's gonna play some 5. That's what they said.
The 6'6" Herb Jones who weighs 210.
They're gonna PJ Tucker him.
Ooh.
Okay. I want to see how that looks.
What about Brandon Ingram?
But he's more
what if we got Brandon out of New Orleans?
I mean, again, like I think your wings look fine. Let's look over the forwards.
Last year, Herb Jones played 53% of his minutes at small forward, 45 at power forward, and 2 at center.
Wow, really? How many at shooting guard? None?
Yes, 0.
Wow. What about his rookie year?
Also
Roddy.
0. He played his rookie year. Yeah, also 0.
Wow, really? I thought he played more shooting guard minutes than I thought. Okay. I was wrong there. Okay, let's look at forwards. I think your top 3. I think your top 5 looks good. I maybe would put Pascal Siakam as at 3 because he is the most proven commodity, and like he was insane for the Pacers. Insane. Became a 20-point scorer, legit triple-double. Fucking, oh my God. Like defensively, he's one of the reasons why I think the Pacers could take the jump because what he could be capable of doing for them. Evan Mobley, he's had moments, he's shown flashes. Same thing with Zion. Jaren Jackson Jr., it's the injuries are the biggest concerns there. Can the fucking guy stay healthy? And also, can he ever get back to being that 3-point shooter that we saw?
That's crazy. Number 4, that's crazy.
What?
Triple J is number 4.
Yeah, I know. I know Triple J.
This makes me worried about the NBA. I mean, I got Lauri Markkanen as the 3rd best.
Lauri Markkanen.
This is a group of players. This is a group of players with a lot of future upside.
Yeah, Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, that guy could be number 1 or number 2, maybe. Obviously, but
Jabari Smith could take a jump.
I'm almost.
Michael Porter Jr. is going to shit.
Miles I don't know. At this point, man, I don't really. I'm not off the Jabari train, but I highly doubt he's with Houston for another contract. I just don't.
I think your forwards.
I don't think it's happening.
I think your forwards are pretty good. I think you have Herb Jones a little high.
I think the thing with Jabari is that he is conducive to what a great team can be. But I too think that the ceiling is.
I just don't think he's ever
gotten what the ceiling could be.
Yeah, I don't think he ever got a chance.
High.
Well, I don't think he's ever gotten a chance.
I think he's gotten plenty of chances. No, I just don't think he's consistent. I don't think he can dribble consistently.
It's not even
to create his own shot.
True. So, Cyro, what do you think the ceiling is from an offensive creation standpoint? Because this dude isn't running any pick and roll right now.
That's what I'm saying. So for the whole thing, first off, he's played always next to Alperen Sengun, who's taking the ball out of his hands the whole time. Same thing with Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. But he always had the ball taken out of his hands. I really think I think he can be, high teens, low 20s scorer, a guy who takes a lot of threes and is a really good rim protector. Again, I think if a team could utilize him similar to Jaren Jackson Jr., I personally think if he played with a really good guard where he had like a big next to him who was just rebounding and doing his thing, where it allowed him to get the ball and be kind of the second or third option, where he actually had a guard who that just need to operate, go downhill. And let's say
what Freddie does.
So for example, let's say if he got sent to Portland and Portland, kept Robert Williams, got rid of DeAndre Ayton, and they were running Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, Jabari Smith, Denny Avdia, and Robert Williams. I think right there, Jabari could be like a high teens, low 20 next to Shaedon, and Scoot just being the guy right there. Whenever the defense collapses on Scoot or Shaedon, who are going to be two guys who are going to be driving into the basket a lot.
You want to take a
stab. To go ahead and take the 3-point shots.
You want to take a stab at Jabari's 3-point percentage last season? You want to take a stab?
Go ahead and take like 8.
Take a stab at it. What did Jabari shoot from 3 downtown last year? What do you think?
Like 36%.
30.5. It's just not there. It wasn't there, or I should say, it wasn't there last year. I swear, it was a huge regression.
I thought
offensively.
I thought he shot 36% last year, bro.
You have it flipped. He shot 30% as rookie.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I had it right.
I don't see Jabari turning into a top 10 forward in the NBA. I just don't.
Well, but all Cyro's saying is that he's going to be someone who hits spot ups and protects the rim.
Yeah. I just kind of like
defensive versatility. Oh yeah,
just a Jaren Jackson Jr. light. Like if Jaren Jackson Jr. is an all-star, all-NBA version, I think he can be like the light version. I think he can go to a team if a team similar wants to use him similarly as Jaren Jackson Jr., it is very possible.
But they're just much different.
We're all in agreement that he has a limited offensive ceiling.
Yeah, I'm saying is that he has not been used in a situation that has been advantageous to his ability.
But
And I'm saying that I'm telling you, similar to Jaren Jackson Jr. It is a guy who is a floor spacing 3-and-D guy that on offense who plays with a guard who will collapse the defense and that he'll be able to take advantage of that. And then on defense, he's able to play drop coverage and be the defensive leader for a team instead of just being continuously put out into the push to the side because he's to the either because he's the fourth or fifth guy in the rotation. That's the whole thing.
He's like number 4, yeah.
He's never
don't give him enough opportunities. But I just don't know if he's even going to get that.
That's what I'm saying is he's never, and we don't know what he is because he's never been given the shot.
Yeah,
that's why I think he's the Rockets odd man.
One of the worst net ratings in basketball last year.
Huh?
This is a guy with one of the worst net ratings in basketball.
Yeah, but I think he's in a situation similar to Josh Giddey where he's not put in a situation that's best for him and it's limiting his potential, and that more than likely they're going to have to trade him next offseason to cut their losses and get some sort of compensation while they try to make that leap for next.
One thought at a time. But if he's not going to defend well and
I think he's shown flashes of being a decent defender. To borderline, like could be an all NBA defender. I think that's the whole thing is that he can be a guy who can guard 3 through 5.
My issue is it's probably not on Houston, which means where's he going next and how's that going to work out? I like him as a 5.
I love the idea of Lauri Markkanen and Jabari Smith next to each other, or like the example I gave in Portland, or an example if he goes to Brooklyn, if Noah Clowney doesn't work out, or if you put him next to Alex Sarr, or you put him next to maybe even in Charlotte if they want to move on from Mark Williams and they want to go Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, like into John Saloon. Like I like the idea of him being part of like these long units with a lot of transition offense where he can be maybe even the center for a team and he's this 3.3-and-D big.
Yeah, I just worry it's not with Houston. I feel like some teams got to give him that role.
I agree with that. I don't think it's in Houston. I don't see it in Houston either.
And it really sucks.
I think it's because of Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green do not allow Jabari Smith to play to his best abilities.
Yeah, the whole Rockets offense
is
kind of interesting.
M.A. Udoka is trying to make him just be Al Horford. They've really just told him, play like Al Horford, stand in the corner, catch and shoot threes, don't do too much on offense. And then on defense, kind of just be this rebounding power forward who like is a weak side rim protector when I really think he should be their primary rim protector.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I think he would thrive being a drop big at times.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they give him the opportunity to be a drop big.
They just probably can't. I mean, they just can't. Which
Şengün. Yeah, when they have Şengün and Smith, it just would fuck up their defensive positioning. It's just very hard, and I think he's screwed.
And that's why I'm feeling like even from the Rockets standpoint, I just feel like almost like Tari Eason is probably going to be cheaper and a better impact player than Jabari after this season, which I hate because Jabari at Auburn was freaking dog. But yeah, I think he's the odd man out in Houston right now.
I think retrospectively, I mean, I was a big J-Dub fan, and I really liked him coming out of college, and I knew he was going to be a lottery pick, but I don't think anyone thought he was going to be that good. So, like, hindsight's 2020, but J-Dub probably would have been the right pick for them at 3.
Yeah. Yeah, which is shitty in hindsight, because that would be such a crazy move at 3 at that point.
They didn't know that, though. Also, Hami Haka is that low, buddy? You're that low on?
What do we think of these two?
Which one? Gershon Yabusele, I think you have too high. You're putting a guy who was a bum when he was in the NBA last time, who might not even
shoot.
Yeah, but he might not even break the rotation.
Ooh, P. Will cracking top 35.
Also, Bojan Bogdanovic way too high. Bojan Bogdanovic, I don't think it seems sell stock on him. People aren't.
True, Jaime should be way up here. He should probably be top.
Yeah. Kenrick Williams, bro. Whoa. What is Kenrick Williams doing at fucking 32, bro? A guy who lost his job to Aaron Wiggins, didn't even fucking play barely last year. Wow. I understand Dean Wade. Dean Wade's underrated, but goddamn, Kenrick Williams, what'd he do? Give you a hand job behind the Ramadan?
Like, this is young
though. Like G.G. Jackson at 45, like that's like a top riser if we're doing big risers. That's a big riser possible.
Dario Saric was a 6 man of the year candidate, and then like coming off of injury, that's actually kind of like a sneaky one that you put right there. Like,
oh, I like Rui. This is deep though.
Fuck Rui. Rui.
This is pretty deep.
Yeah,
dude,
what's going
on with, dude, what happened to Jalen Duren? People really hate Jalen Duren. Is it because he's that bad at
Jason Tate?
Yes, the defense is concerned.
I read that. I read that on Twitter or Reddit somewhere. People were saying that, like, do people not like Jalen Duren? They're like, dude, someone like that physically gifted should not be that bad at defense, was basically what I read. I didn't know. Suppose the defensive numbers are fucking terrible with Jalen Duren.
More Monty.
No, fuck you. You do not put Luke Cornett over Jalen Duren, Trace Jackson Davis, Robert Williams. No, that is a sin. That is a sin.
Luke Cornett is, well, they're the same tier. Luke Cornett is good though.
No, he's not. He's on a good team. He's on a Christian Wood in Luke Cornett's minutes would fucking look just as good.
Trace should be a little higher. No, that's not.
I agree with that.
No, I'm not letting you fucking put Luke Cornett as the goddamn 41st best center in the fucking NBA.
It's all the same tier. They're all the same.
Yeah, you can't. That's even fucking worse. Luke Cornett's not in the same tier as fucking Mark Williams or Nikhil Kongu or Preston Chu or Steven Adams. For God's sake, Mo Wagner shits on fucking Luke Cornett. They might both be white, but it doesn't mean they're the same.
Hate to agree.
God, I would have Dupe Reith, Jock Landale, Kelly Olynyk, Nick Richards, all before fucking Luke Cornett. You know what? The only person who maybe should be below Luke Cornett is Kevon Looney because his knees are fucking shots.
Oh, they're shot.
This is racist somehow.
It's a little bit, but like, no, it's just like, no. I can't have you have Luke Cornett that fucking high.
All right, we'll flag him. Where's
Alperen Sengun?
Yeah, where's Alperen Sengun? Did he forget Sengun? He forgot you. Now he's up there.
He's number 1.
I think
he's number 11. All right, I like it. Overbrook. Oh, that's gonna change by the end of the year.
I think you have Isaiah Hartenstein a little bit high. I think
I don't get the Hartenstein hype. I've never really understood.
I think Jared Allen should be higher. I think Jared Allen's a top 10 center by far.
It looks like the center was the most loaded position here.
I would
agree. I think this top 30 is really good of centers.
I think Sabonis is definitely in the top 10. I think it's too early to put Chet Holmgren in the top 10.
Well, but Chet is like a way better rim protector than Sabonis.
I know, but I'm not giving a guy who just came off his rookie year top 10.
Yeah, but just from what he like enables,
I'm
pretty in on Chet. In terms of if I were building a team who I would want, I need Chet.
I don't know about that because I don't know if he's going to be able to, like, if he's going up against some of the bigs like Joel Embiid. Like, I think Joel still, like, in a 7-game series is going to play him off the floor. Same thing with Jokic.
Well, on the subject of the Thunder, that's part of the Hartenstein hype.
Kristaps Porzingis I think needs to be put in tier 4 because of health and because inconsistency at times. I think.
Well, what was he inconsistent at last year?
Yeah, I'd switch him and Rudy.
Kristaps Porzingis disappears at times. Like, yeah, he's
that much of an impact player. Is he really that much of an impact player to be like?
That's actually if
he was a top 7 center in the NBA, the Celtics would have won
a championship without him.
That was their first.
They would have.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
they went through the whole playoffs without the guy.
There you go.
They didn't need him in the playoffs. They brought him back just to give him his moment in the sun. But like, he wasn't. You could say they would have won that championship with or without Kristaps Porzingis.
Sure, he was the most efficient post scorer in the league, though.
And no, I agree. Offense Henry, I'm the biggest Kristaps Porzingis fan there is. I love Kristaps Porzingis. You remember I said, whole time I wanted them to stay in Washington. I'm just saying that Kristaps Porzingis is in the same tier as Karl-Anthony Towns.
He's a better
guy.
He's the same tier, though. He isn't as durable. And he's been a guy who's disappeared. And I think there is question is how much of an impact player he is. The year he gets traded, the Dallas Mavericks go to the Western Conference Finals.
That is true. That's a very good point.
Luka's a tough value, though.
Like, literally, they traded him for Spencer goddamn Dinwiddie, and they fucking go to the conference finals. I don't know. Like, and then he misses the whole playoff for the Celtics, and they win a championship. I know he came back for the very end, but they still were going to win those games with him or without him.
I think that he's trending downwards, where a lot of these guys below him will trend upwards.
Yes,
yeah, I like that. Yeah, I
agree with that statement. I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Porzingis fan. I just think what Jackson said was right with how much of an impact player he is. I think it is shown multiple times when he's left teams. Teams have voted well with him gone, and durability is the biggest concern with him. I think just him and Karl-Anthony Towns are in the same tier. I also think Domantas Sabonis is a walking triple-double, and the fact that you don't have him top 10, I know the defense is terrible, but like Domantas Sabonis is actually fucking ridiculous.
He is. I respect him as a hooper. I'm keeping Porzingis here, and I'm not moving anyone else up.
I think Porzingis and Holmgren need to be swapped for Sabonis and Allen.
But I don't think that you guys are putting enough weight on how good he was last year, past team failures notwithstanding. For a team that was historically amazing.
Yeah, but he was also on one of the best teams, and so like him being on such a great team.
Yeah, but he enables that team to greatness partially.
Well, that team enabled him to greatness.
Of course, that's why they're a team, bro.
But that's why when he got hurt, they didn't skip a beat.
I don't think Aaron Gordon. I don't think Kristaps Porzingis is a better impact player than Aaron Gordon, which
that's a good point. Like Aaron Gordon
could be getting the boot here in Denver.
Yeah, but
I think they would trade Michael Porter Jr. before they trade Aaron Gordon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just mean like with Jamal Murray. And
Aaron Gordon just kind of got overpaid. That's the problem.
I just feel like impact wise, like I'd rather have. I know they're different position, but like different sizes, whatever. But like Aaron Gordon over Porzingis, like I'm going any day of the week, and Aaron Gordon's not a top 6 forward, but
I don't know. Porzingis is still a better player than Aaron Gordon,
for sure.
But the problem with Porzingis is the guy's never played more than 65 games. 66 games. Then once in his career, he's never played 82 games. He's, I think, averaged over.
Old.
He turns 30. He turns 30 in a few weeks.
See, that's
just
depressing.
He just turned 29.
I know when he gets older, he'll be extremely vital to a team. Like not necessarily Al Horford, but like that type of. I just feel like if he can stay healthy, he'll definitely be like an Al Horford type of beat, where he can just a championship team wants him, whatever the hell his role is, starter, bench player, don't matter. When he doesn't need to stay healthy,
I just think
because you're not playing him 35 a night.
The reason why I just don't have him in tier 3 is because of the durability guy. He's a guy who doesn't play more than 30 minutes a night, and nor does
I'd rather have Şengün any day of the week.
No, I'd rather have Porzingis. It's all about
really. I don't know, dude. I really don't know about that. How many wins do the Rockets have without Şengün though? 30.
Şengün's probably on that Sabonis tier where like you don't want like it's
like how many do they win without Sabonis?
It's just hard to build teams around those guys because they're offensive dominant players who are black holes defensively.
But if Şengün was clipping 35 from downtown on 3.5 a night, I do think that would change a lot.
It's the whole problem that with the whole Karl-Anthony Towns conundrum is that like, how did you build a team around Karl-Anthony Towns when he wasn't that great a defender for someone of his size? It becomes very hard to find.
And that's where the Rockets are hoping Jabari can, hop in and fill in weak side, and then they pick up, Steven Adams. I agree with you. I just
like Şengün is not.
I just mean like I view Şengün very similar to Nikola Jokic, where he's not this lockdown rim protecting big, but you're in game 7, you're in game 6, there's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He's giving you 130%, and it makes up for it. So they lean on team defense and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Protection. That's our hope with Jabari Smith Jr.
So your problem right there is Şengün is closer to Sabonis. The problem is Şengün and Sabonis aren't So Jokic statistically and efficiently is the greatest offensive player of all time. There's no way to fucking put it in any other way. There is no one. He could be the worst defensive player of all time, but he is such a nuclear powerhouse on offense. It's just what he does on offense is astronomically so statistically an anomaly that Sabonis and Şengün, even though they are similar players, they can't replicate what he does offensively as efficiently as he does it. That because they suck at defense, but aren't as good as he is on offense, it's kind of hard to fully build a team around those guys because they don't make up for it 100% on offense to make up for defense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem you have with Trae Young and why you need to find extremely good defensive players, like a combination of like how they did with Aaron Gordon and Contavious Caldwell-Pope with Christian Brown and all these guys around there to help negate that, while also hoping that those guys can still be offensively good enough and good enough rebounders to make up for it as a collective unit, like you said, team defense. But when you have guys like Sabonis and Şengün, both of them aren't good enough three-point shooters, nor do they take enough threes. They suffocate the spacing on the floor, and it causes a whole plethora of problems that it's just really hard to recreate that.
So, yeah. What if I told you, or a better way to phrase maybe Şengün would be, he's sitting here at what, 12? 11? Is that just moved? He's sitting here at 11.
11.
What if I could tell you Şengün, like no one would be surprised if I told you, like, I can see the future. Şengün's number 5. He overtakes, or maybe people are biased with Vic, but I'm even more biased because I hate Victor Wembanyama because of his Rockets hate. But I can tell you, Alperen Şengün on this list is like number 5, number 6 here. That would certainly help. But Jokic that's his comparison is Jokic, but it's more so Sabonis because if he was Jokic, the Rockets would be in the Western Conference Final against Jokic and the Thunder or the Nuggets. But
the Yankees,
I think Şengün could be a number 6, number 7, number 5.
I think that's a fair range for his future.
Victor Wembanyama.
All right.
He hates the Rockets.
This is one of the final.
So biased.
This is one of the final. Now we've made it through all 5 positions. This is one of the final points I have. I've highlighted dudes in pink that I'll move up or down. You each have one nomination for who should join them in pink.
Who?
Number pink, like Trae Young in point guards?
Yep, he's coming up a little.
So we're moving one of these purples?
Quinn Grimes better be going fucking down.
Quinn Grimes is going down.
Okay.
So is Bojan.
Quinn Grimes is purple.
Purple is the ones that I thought these were really interesting positional groups pre-show.
Oh.
Who did I have?
But I'm pretty confident with these point guards besides the ones I've highlighted already.
I'm trying to find a guy. Who was the one whose hill was I dying on?
I highlighted these bigs down here already.
Oh, I like Jaylen Brown as a shooting guard, but I feel like the arguments against that are more than whatever the other option is.
I mean, if Jalen Green falls up, I guess either
probably Cade is the only easy pick.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, maybe Jalen Green. I think Jalen Green's better than Nikhil. I think he's better than Terry.
I love that Nikhil can be a two-way combo guard for me, though.
I think Nikhil, though, ceiling's a 6 Man of the Year candidate.
Agreed, but I think he's pretty conducive to winning more than Jalen Green is proof.
LaMelo Ball, maybe. LaMelo Ball might be the guy. I think LaMelo Ball's in the same tier as Darius Garland and DeJounte Murray and Jamal Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't circle back to DeJounte. I'm way higher on DeJounte than you guys. I think he's pretty skilled.
I think this is a prove it year. If the Hawks was,
but he was amazing down the whole stretch of last year.
No, I agree. He had really solid, like, dude, those clutch buckets and everything, and his ability. I think he has regressed as a defender. That's not a question. That's like not an argument. He isn't the defender he was in San Antonio. That could maybe be because of Atlanta, but that's just. Nor is he the rebounder. You remember when he was like an 8-9 per game, dude? He used to grab fucking boards like it was like nothing. Kickstart fast breaks. He doesn't do that anymore. But again, that could all be because of Atlanta and the situation. So, like, again, I think my whole thing is I remember San Antonio version of him, which was insane. I
like that.
I think really LaMelo Ball, the durability things, but again, LaMelo Ball is just another guy who's just, dude, he was playing phenomenal when he didn't get hurt when he wasn't hurt.
I really think that Ant Simons, Fred, James is his tier, though. Those are dudes that he belongs
to. Of LaMelo? I feel like LaMelo, Drew, and James Harden are all easily over
James,
DeJounte Murray, Anthony Simons.
LaMelo and James are both. I think it's going.
Those three consecutively are. I would put over.
Those are 3 All-Stars.
I would put those easily over DeJounte Murray, or at least over DeJounte Murray,
or at least over Simons and Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, maybe like LaMelo would be closer to
4s. I think all those guys are tier 4s.
Who? James,
LaMelo, and Drew.
I agree with Drew.
Yeah, definitely Drew and James.
I think
LaMelo maybe could be. I would move to LaMelo to like at least 16, where he's at least number 1 in tier 6. I'd still put him over DeJounte, but
I just think, look, dude, LaMelo's a guy who's averaged literally the last 3 years 23, 8, and 6.
He's a stud.
On 43.
If he stays healthy, he's a stud. With Brandon Miller now.
Yeah, but LaMelo has to stay healthy and ideally play better defense. And like he's kind of like a 2-trick pony on offense. I mean, what is the next thing that he gets good at?
I mean, dude, he's a 25-point
winning
scorer. Yeah, like he's already at 20. He's at 2 seasons back to back where he was 23 points. Like the guys, and 8 assists.
I mean, these are potent scorers too.
Anthony Simons is not ahead of LaMelo Ball, Drew Holiday, and James Harden. Come on, like what do you
Anthony Simons.
They're all the same, bro.
No, what do you mean? Come on, move them ahead of them at least. Let's be real here. I didn't even
order them in the tier.
You know what I'm talking about. I would swat that.
Anthony Simons is another guy who's never played more than 70 games in his career. He's last 3 years he's played just 60 games, and like he's like
use defense and winning basketball in these tiers, then LaMelo Ball is easily roads ahead of Anthony Simons.
Who's done none of that. 180 pounds. I can't.
He's a cool player, but he's not better than those 3.
I also think Anthony Simons at best should be he's a 6th man of the year candidate.
I think that Melo is a significantly more skilled passer than Anthony, so I will move him ahead.
I think Drew Holiday was like a top 10 point guard until maybe like last year.
I probably agree with this already.
We're saying a tier 4 that LaMelo is the bottom tier 4.
Yeah.
I think he's
way better than DeJounte Murray. Come on, dude. What is DeJounte Murray doing for the last 2 years?
He's been one of the better pick and roll scorers in the league.
Oh, okay.
DeJounte Murray is good. I'm just saying
DeJounte
Murray, though, is not the same guy he was in San Antonio. And I still think LaMelo Ball at his best version is better than DeJounte Murray.
That's so true. DeJounte Murray's not even better than his Spurs version of himself. And he got him ahead of LaMelo and Drew Holiday, James Harden. Like, come on.
Okay, James Harden was also fucking phenomenal last year at times. Like,
that is true. I'm high. I'm high on James.
I am high on. I think James is actually going to surprise people this year. James, I really think they've said they're going to play Clippers ball, which, like, the more you look at this roster, dude, I've actually thought, like, I think the Clippers are going to surprise people. I've said it all year. I was like, it's really weird, but, like, I feel like they're just going to be like, fuck it. We're just going to really lean into James Harden, and James Harden's just going to be out here looking like fucking. I know post All-Star break, he averaged 15, but before the All-Star break, he was averaging like 18 a game and 8 assists. Like, dude, in December and January, he was at like 10 assists a game guy, averaging 20 almost. So
they were the best offense in the league then. They were winning like 20 games in a row.
Yeah, that was like insane. James Harden was like fucking cooking. People forget. I'm just saying. I know he did fall off like in the latter half of the season, but like, bro, there was like a 2-month stretch where the fucking Clippers were looking insane. Same thing happened in Brooklyn before that whole thing went to shit.
I like James. I just happen to like all these dudes a lot, except I don't love.
You put fucking Jamal Murray down too. I didn't even realize Jamal was
I don't like Jamal. I don't really like Darius Garland, so I'm down for this. Anthony, that's fine too. I'm lower on LaMelo than you guys, but I see the reshuffling that could go on here.
The other thing with Darius is I started doing a deep dive on why Darius's season could have gone to shit, and it really might be because him and Donovan Mitchell don't fit, and Donovan Mitchell is taking the ball out of Darius Garland's hand, which is messing up his rhythm and is messing up like just kind of like how he goes about like his offense. And I just think it like really could just be like they just don't work together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Because his pick and roll has really suffered ever since Donovan Mitchell came to town. And like not to keep bringing up pick and roll, but like that's like the most important thing that these guards can do, obviously.
And guess what? They're making and Darius Garland was a really good off the dribble shooter, and now they had a lot more of catch and shoots where he's playing a lot more off ball. And Darius Garland is not an off ball guard; he is an on ball like facilitating guard, and I really just think like defense is just kind of like figured him out, and they just basically are just like forcing him into situate like to take like bad shots, basically, and shots that he's not comfortable with.
But he'll chuck some of them anyways, and he'll miss them. That's why
that's what I mean. Like yeah, so I think my fear with Darius Garland is his game got figured out, and it's not a good fit for him. And last year wasn't a fluke; it was the start of, you know what I mean.
I think that you are underestimating a broken jaw, but I think he's a tier 5 point guard.
Well, bro, the reason I say
Connor
this
Bedard
that this was a problem before the broken jaw.
Well, sure, but like that's really the broken jaw like mid-season.
I know.
So did Connor Bedard.
He was sucking before the broken jaw. He continued to suck after the broken jaw.
Well,
he's pretty small.
Yes, the ladder was a coefficient on why he continued to fucking suck. But we have to fucking understand that, like,
he's next to Donovan Mitchell and he's undersized.
Yeah, it's not great that you have a 6 foot back.
But that's also simultaneously like something to keep in mind when you're evaluating his raw talent.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
just don't think it works out in Cleveland. So I agree.
Was one of the best facilitators in the league.
I think the problem was they also overpaid Darius Garland, thinking he was going to take a leap. Darius Garland makes more than Donovan Mitchell, I think, this season.
He's good, man. I wish. Who's their starting small forward this year?
Isaac Okoro.
Is it still?
Yeah,
is it really?
It's the exact.
It's still Isaac Okoro.
It's the exact same team as last year, unless Jalen Tyson carves out a big role.
Well, they have to cut $2 million, so they'll probably cut Ty Jerome.
Or they'll do a Jared Allen trade at some point.
Or no, it's more likely George Niang, from what I've been told. They like Jared Allen because Kenny Atkinson. Same thing with
I think
Kenny Atkinson. From what I was told, Kenny Atkinson really likes Karis LeVert and Jared Allen. And if they were to do a trade, it is
I wonder why.
And also, they love Dean Wade.
I wonder why.
They love Dean Wade. From what I've heard, is they love Dean Wade. So from what I've asked around from cap people, if they are, because they are technically $2 million over the tax, and I think Ty Jerome is the guy they could cut to get under. But it is more likely that they would trade, let's say, George Niang for a cheaper contract,
as they should, if they can.
Yeah,
next year,
or I think they can cut Sam Merrill, but supposedly they really like Sam Merrill.
Yeah, Sam Merrill's good.
I'll give you some type of combination for Freddie W. Rockers Fanis, Jabari Smith Jr. for Darius Garland. We'll see what Reed can do. I'd go Evan Mobley in that, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
All right, I got to run in a second. Jackson, do you have a name to submit?
What do you mean?
Do you have a gripe?
I submitted. Yeah,
I'm confused with this color scheme in general.
Do you have anyone else you want to highlight this color?
I just don't. Trae Young? Trigger Trae?
Yeah, he's getting moved up.
Oh, he's getting moved up?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd put him. Really? Why? I think you got him properly listed.
No, he's a T. I'm putting.
Oh, we're looking at tiers.
Yeah.
Who are we? What? I've barely been even looking at tiers, to be honest.
Guys, I think
Yeah, it looks good to me. I'd just probably move DeJounte for like Drew Holiday at least, but
done.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Peace out. I'm dipping. I'm gonna eat.
Well, it's a trippy. Oh, it's a trippy back. Oh, it's like an episode of Survivor.
I know.
Thank you everybody for watching the NBA show.
Deuces. Oh, that's
Deuces. Huh?
Go Packers.